Hey, guess what? This is my lazy vlog. I tried to do this yesterday, but there was some technical difficulties, and I ran out of time. So I'm doing it today, even though yesterday was Saturday, and yesterday was like the day that I, promised I would make videos and stuff. And I couldn't, but you know what? Enough excuses. This is what's going on. A lot of people have asked for a tour of my DVD shelf, so that's what I'm gonna do. Starting off here at the top of my knick-knack shelf. This is my, like little decoration knick-knacky things, starting with, Return of the Jedi VHS, my collection of sonic screwdrivers, Batman, Homer, the Doctor, my Fez. There's a squeaky duck that I got from the Die Laughing Festival, where my short film, Who Dun 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 It, won for Best Ensemble Cast. By the way, just a little side note. Also, there's my Member of the Month award from the Long Beach Acting and Film Association. So there's my knick-knack shelf, and now we're gonna move down to my TV show shelf. So here's the thing. When I was a teenager, I worked at Hollywood Video. And therefore, I got used to a system of organization for DVDs. That what they do there, by genre and then alphabetical. So alphabetical by genre, I just repeated myself. But you know what? You don't even care. So that's what I try to do. I try to do that organization. So here is my dramatic TV show shelf organized by alphabetical. And then I realize I don't have, I have a lot of collections that I don't have all of them. Like I only have 2 seasons of Lost and 2 seasons of Buffy. I know, it's a work in progress. Leave me alone. I get rather OCD about my DVD collection and the organization of it, but I have a lot of DVDs to get. So that's, it's a work in progress, okay? Leave me alone. Here's my comedy TV show shelf, starting with How I Met Your Mother. And then turning into animated because it's a comedy. The Simpsons, and The Office, they just go together naturally. I don't know why, they just do. And then I go down another shelf, and this is like a halfway. I need a bigger DVD shelf. I will be the first to admit that, because my DVD collection continues to grow, and my shelf does not. It's unfortunate that my shelves can't be bigger on the inside, but hey, that's what it is. So this is my continuation of my animated TV shows, just animated TV shows. That's why it goes from Family Guy to South Park and Transformers and a Dr. Vinyl Rocket Pop, I don't know, whatever you call that thing. Okay, moving down to my actual movies. These are comedy movies. This is my comedy selection, my comedy genre category. Yes, Veronica Mars is not comedy. It belongs up there with the dramatic TV shows, but I didn't have room. So I just burped. There it is. In answer to your quandary. And yes, I have a copy of Hook. It's okay. That's okay. Don't need to make a big deal out of it. It just is what it is. It is what it is. Next shelf down on my comedy DVD shelf. Yes, Ninja Turtles is in there, and it's Ninja Turtles. But let's face it, that movie was pretty funny. Hey, we can argue about that all day, but that's where I put it, and it doesn't matter. That's just where it is. This is the bottom of that shelf. And this is kind of, yeah, it's still like comedies, because I Love Lucy. Who doesn't love I Love Lucy? Like, classic show right there. But also, that's kind of my shelf for movies I didn't have another place to put, because I don't really have a very big collection of animated movies like Aladdin and Finding Nemo. Like, that's just the only place that's all I have, so that's the only place that they go. Now we're going to move back up the shelf and go over to the next shelf, starting at the top. This is now the beginning of my action section, And so it's alphabetical by genre, and this is the beginning of action. Except when I come over here to the M's in action, it begins with Iron Man. You see, the thing is, I put all of the Marvel movies under M. And when you have a series of movies like that, then what Hollywood Video does is put them in chronological order. So my M for Marvel movies are in chronological, which is why it's Iron Man, then Thor, then Iron Man 2, then Avengers, which is clearly not alphabetical. It's although, come to think about it, Deadpool is in the wrong place. Deadpool should be down here with X-Men if we're going chronological, because Deadpool is part of the X-Men universe, not the Avengers universe, though still under Marvel. So it should be somewhere. I think I did that. I don't know. Why is it there? I think it should be somewhere in between X-Men Apocalypse and you know what? I'm not sure. Somewhere right in there. I don't remember. But anyways, that's where it should go. So I'm going to move it. Moving on to the next shelf. Going back out of Marvel, back into like regular movies that are not Marvel. And then the S's all the way to Force Awakens, Star Wars. I only have two DVDs. Live, Die, Repeat, and Edge of Tomorrow. And I don't care what you say. Edge of Tomorrow is a better title for that movie. So here we're going to get to a point where it's the end of the actions, and it becomes kind of like the action comedy, big budget comedy, kind of just my favorite category, the big budget action comedy, which is not very different from regular comedy or action, because you have actions that are also comedic elements, and you have comedies that are also action. I don't know. It's kind of like my favorite comedies, which is my favorite. That's why it goes from Twister to Back to the Future. I put Back to the Future under action comedy. Hitchhiker's Guide, Hot Fuzz, you know, they don't really go under action. They also don't really go under comedy. That's why they have their own action comedy. So, you know what? Just deal with it. Yeah, man. It's my DVD shelf, and I organize it the way I want to. Anyway, so here we get to the end of the action comedies, and it begins the dramas, the dramaticies. Bridge of Spies. Yeah, that's a drama. That's a drama. That's in the right place. Okay, moving down. And that's my shadow. Hi, I'm waving at you. We're in the dramas. This is the dramatical genre, and it continues. Oh, by the way, I forgot to mention, yes, I do have the Michael Bay Transformers. I'm sorry. I don't like them any more than you do. Well, I don't know if you like them, but I don't like them. Also, my DVD shelf is too small. That's why I have DVDs on top there. Anyways, I have them because you can't complain about something unless you've seen it. And I've seen it. So, I hate what he's doing with them, with the Transformers. I grew up on Generation 1. But this is not the video for complaining about that. This is the video for showing my collection. And we're now into like the fantasy genre, fantasy adventure, as we get into, you know, Lord of the Rings and Harry Potter and Narnia. And I liked the Robert Downey Jr. Sherlocks, but I like the BBC Sherlock with Benedict Cumberbatch better. Anyways, now we're down to, do you like my my tiny little horror section? I'm not that big of a horror movie person, but I have some, including Oculus with the good old Karen Gillan. Am I right? Am I right? Okay, moving on. Last section is my music section, my music DVDs. I'm a huge fan of Led Zeppelin. There's the Weird Al in there. Also, Koyaanisqatsi and Poyaanisqatsi, which are kind of hoity-toity. I don't know, you probably haven't heard of them, but they're like, I don't want to call it high art, but it's interesting, to say the least, if you haven't heard of them. Anyways, so that's the end of my DVD shelf tour, and now I'm going to ask you to consider supporting the Easily Amused group on Patreon, and next week I will come back with an update on things that are happening in the world of the Easily Amused group, because things are happening. Things are happening. Hey, guess what? This is my lazy vlog.